Hi, welcome in. It's Shaped by Kate. Today we're going to do a twisting yoga sequence. So we're going to start on our backs on our mat. Get nice and comfy and start to bring your knees into your chest whenever you're ready. As you're in this pose, just kind of let your body naturally start to move, so you can bring your knees closer to your armpits or your chest. You can rock side to side. If you're wanting a deeper stretch, go ahead and wrap those forearms around the knees and hug them closely as you rock from left to right. And just take note how your spine is feeling today. Gently come back to center and release your arms into a T position and stack your knees over your hips. Inhale to prepare and exhale, drop your knees over to the left. Gaze can drift over to the right arm, and for support, that left palm can come on top of your legs. Connect that breathing with your twisting. So each exhale, there's maybe a little bit more room to twist. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Knees drop to the right. Gaze comes over to the left. Your breathing just moves up and down along those spinal vertebrae. Spinal twisting is beneficial for both the mind and the body. Physically, it can help you digest and decompress the spine. Beautiful. On that inhale, come back to center. Take an exhale, tuck the knees into the chest and bring your forehead and kiss it to your knees. Then gently rock up to a seated position. Today's seated pose will be a hero pose, so stacking your glutes over your heels. If that feels too much, go ahead and add a block or a pillow underneath. We're going to find seated cat-cows, so go ahead and roll the shoulders back and let them sink down. Clasp the hands together and you're going to press the palms away from you, tuck the chin, and round the spine. Keeping the arms lengthened, go ahead and inhale, reach them up to the sky and lengthen your spine, open your chest. Release your hands and let them fall by your sides. Go ahead and repeat the process. So find that seated cat pose. Inhale to open up and lengthen the spine. Release the hands. And let's do this one more time, just at the pace of your breath. Beautiful. On your inhale, we're going to reach our arms up to the sky and exhale, twist. So left arm reaches in front, right arm behind. Look towards your right hand and set it on the earth behind your foot. Left hand reaches up and over your head and open your chest. And then inhale to exhale, sweep it around to the other side. So as you're going from left to right, your gaze goes down. Inhale, your gaze goes up to the sky. If you're maybe wanting an extra reach, those hips can come slightly off your heels or off the block. Let's reach one more time to the left. And exhale, come back to center. And let's come out of this hero pose, so remove your prop if you have that, and make your way to our first downward facing dog. And just get nice and comfortable in your downward facing dog. Take about 5 inhales to exhales. You can find movement or stillness if you'd like. Next, inhale, reach the right leg up into a 3-legged dog and bend the knee and find a gentle twist. For these next movements, each movement will just be a half breath, so an inhale or an exhale. Inhale to prepare, exhale, bring the knee to the earth. Set your back knee to the earth. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, low lunge. Exhale, revolve, low lunge. Left hand reaches in front, right arm behind. Inhale, dip back, left hand reaches to the sky, right arm down your leg. Exhale, left palm comes to the earth, right arm reaches up and over, side body stretch. Inhale, exhale, prepare. Pick up the back knee. Exhale, lift into a high revolved lunge. Inhale, bring your palms to heart center, keep the twist. Exhale, set your left elbow or tricep on top of your right knee, look towards the earth, and step your left foot into a chair pose with a twist. Beautiful. Inhale to a normal chair pose. Exhale, find your forward fold and release. Rest here for a moment, find just a normal rhythm of breath. Your next breath in, slowly roll up to your mountain pose or your standing pose. Take a moment just to reset here before we head to the other side. A lot of times our left and right side don't quite mirror each other, so we're going to do a few poses in between. Let's clasp the hands behind our back. Inhale, open your chest to the sky, and then exhale, bend your knees, let your chest collapse to your thighs, find a forward fold. If this is too intense, your palms can also be in your back jean pockets. Take an inhale to exhale, twist, left shoulder comes to the right knee. Doesn't have to touch, just twisting in that direction. Inhale to exhale, other side. Come back to center, release your hands and come into a forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, plant the hands and let's step into our downward facing dog again, ready for the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg up into a three-legged dog, bend the knee and twist, finding openness in that left side body. Switching up our breath again to move with our inhales to exhale, so each movement matches that breath in or that breath out. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, left knee to the front of your mat. Set foot and knee down. Inhale, low lunge, arms to the sky. Exhale, twist, right arm to the front, left arm behind. Inhale, reach back, open your chest, arm reaches to the sky. And sometimes like here, you may feel a little bit wobbly. You can redo the pose, redo the breath. Exhale, breath, right hand reaches to the front of your mat. Left hand arcs up and over your ear. Another left side body stretch. Inhale to exhale, prepare. Look towards the earth and pick up your back knee. Exhale, press into a high revolved lunge. Inhale to exhale, maybe find a deeper twist. And then inhale, bring your hands to heart center. Exhale, this time that right tricep comes to the left knee. Inhale to exhale, right foot comes into a chair twist. And then inhale, come back to a normal chair pose. And exhale to a forward fold. Rest in a forward fold, and you can just find your natural rhythm of breathing. Inhale, roll up to your mountain pose. And just take a moment here. We'll be heading into a Malasana yogi squat. So go ahead and widen your stance out, toes out, heels in. Exhale, press the hips down. Add a block if you need that assistance. In Malasana, we're going to twist. So we're going to open our chest to the left, lengthen your arms, and then you're going to bend your elbows. So your right elbow is going to hook around the right knee. Left arm is going to reach for the right fingertips. They don't have to touch. This pose doesn't have to be a one and done. You can untwist and try to redo that pose, maybe even open your chest a little bit more to the left, allowing more space for that arm to reach around. Beautiful, come back to center. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, this time twist your chest to the right and open up your arms to the sky and the earth. Now the left arm bends and wraps around the left knee with the palm facing away from you. Right arm bends and reaches around and just tries to reach for the other hand. Keep your breath in this twist. And then on your exhale, you can release, come back to center, and just find a gentle forward fold, heel toe your feet back to a normal position. Moving on with our practice, we're going to come back into a downward facing dog, but we're going to find a more narrow downward dog stance. So you can step just a half foot or a full step towards your hands. Heels don't have to touch the earth. Inhale, shift your weight to your right palm, right foot. Exhale, left palm is going to grab onto your right ankle, and your gaze is going to come underneath your armpit. If that feels too unstable, gaze comes back to your mat. Then exhale, lift the left leg off the ground, finding a two-legged dog. Welcome in any wobbling or falling over, especially if your gaze is looking out to the side of your mat. Beautiful. Set your foot down and bring your hand back to the earth and walk your toes out to a plank. And let's just find a traditional flow. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to an open heart pose, either cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, come back to downward facing dog when you're ready. Now let's narrow out that stance. So take a half or a full step forward in your downward facing dog. Inhale to exhale, right arm reaches for that left ankle. Gaze comes underneath the armpit. Then bring the gaze back to the earth if you need, especially for lifting that right leg off of the earth, finding your two-legged dog. Hold this pose and breathe. Beautiful. Set that foot down, followed by that right palm. Walk the toes out into a plank. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, find an open heart pose. Exhale to shift the hips back, find downward facing dog. Coming back to that first flow, but adding a few poses, let's inhale, lift the left leg up and over, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep the knee towards the front and find a low lunge with the back knee lifted. Bring the right palm right next to your inner right foot. Inhale, open up the chest to the left fingertips reaching for the sky. Option to stay here in side angle or find a side angle bind, tucking the right shoulder against the right knee, bending the right elbow, reaching it up towards that right back hip, and left hand can also reach around. Inhale to exhale, release, bring that hand back to a normal side angle, and then exhale, revolved side angle. Left hand is on the earth, right hand reaches to the sky. Inhale to exhale, press into a high revolved lunge. Bring hands to heart center. Exhale, drop that left tricep to your right knee, and then optional revolved side angle bind. So lengthen your arms, flip the palms, bend the elbows, and let that left forearm hit your hamstring, and you can sort of crawl it or creep it around to reach for your other hand. Hands don't have to touch. Breathe and hold. Another option is to drop your back knee to the earth for more stability. Nice job. That's a really intense pose. Release the hands. Inhale to lengthen the arms. Bring the hands back to heart center. Step that left foot back into a chair twist. Unwind and find a forward fold. Shake out that right leg if you need, especially if that was pretty intense on your hamstring. Then whenever you're ready, make your way to your downward facing dog for the other side. Inhale, left leg reaches up and over in a three-legged dog. Exhale, bring that knee to the front. Find a low lunge with that back knee lifted. Left palm comes to the inner part of your foot. Open your chest to the right hand reaches for the sky. Option to stay in your side angle or find a bind. So tuck that left shoulder against the left knee, bending your elbow to do so. And then reach it around that hamstring. That top arm also bends and reaches for your fingers. Totally optional to clasp the hands together. Use your breath to release the side angle bind. And we're going to set our right hand now next to our left foot. Find a revolved side angle. Left hand reaches for the sky. Inhale to exhale. Press right hand away from the earth. Come into your revolved lunge. And remember, each stance or step doesn't have to be perfect. You may have noticed throughout this practice that I've readjusted my stance a couple of times because I'm not stepping into it perfectly. Alright, bring those hands to heart center and now set that right shoulder towards the outer edge of your left knee. Lengthen your arms and flip the palms away from you. Then bend the elbows and just let those bent elbows kind of fall into where they fall. So naturally the right forearm is going to hit the underside of your leg or your hamstring. And then you can sort of crawl it over to the other side and maybe you find that full bind. Beautiful. Release the hands, lengthen the arms, and let's bring our hands to heart center. Step into a chair twist, unwind, and find your forward fold. Beautiful job. Shake out that left leg if you need. Then we're going to head on to our backs to end our practice. So come onto your mat on your spine. Get nice and comfy, and our last pose is going to be our happy baby pose. So go ahead and tuck the knees towards the outer edge of your rib cage and towards your armpits. Hands can stay on your knees, or if you'd like, you can bring your hands to the soles of your feet. Add any gentle rocking side to side, especially to massage your spinal vertebrae after all that twisting, if that was pretty intense for you. Just releasing any tension. I mentioned earlier at the beginning of practice the physical benefits of twisting. For those mental benefits, it can really help decompress or sort of wring out any tension or built up emotions in your mind and in your body. From that happy baby pose, go ahead and release the feet and start to lengthen your legs and your arms by your side, coming into traditional Savasana. Make any final adjustments or repositioning your body for this last pose. Now finding total stillness in the mind and body. If you're struggling to find that stillness, especially in the mind, just bring awareness to your breath going up and down your spinal vertebrae. Beautiful. I leave you here in Savasana. Beautiful. Waking up from your Shavasana, take an inhale to exhale. Add any movement that comes to the mind or body first. Always taking that option to stay on your spine or roll off into a fetal pose, stacking the joints. When you're ready, come up into a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to heart center and just send gratitude towards your spine for allowing you to twist and move, especially in this practice. Bow forward as respect to your yoga. Namaste.